Hello guys, today we're going to talk about how to write a cause and effect essay. A cause and effect essay tells us how one event leads to another event. It can do one of these. One, it can focus on effects. In this case, it can analyze the ways in which one or more effects result from a particular cause. In this example, the effects of pollution in my city. So in this case, our a cause would be the pollution, right? Contamination pollution. And we are going to discuss what is the impact or what are the effects of this contamination in our city. It can also focus on causes. In this case, it can analyze the ways in which one or more causes lead to a particular effect. In this example, why only few people read newspapers today? So in this case, we have our effect, which would be that fewer and fewer people are reading newspapers today. Okay, so talking about the organization of this kind of essay, first one, focus on causes, in which you have the introduction. You're gonna use a hook to catch reader's attention, background information, and the thesis statement. Then the body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, talking about cause 1 and cause 2, and then the conclusion in which you can restate the thesis, give a suggestion, a reflection, or prediction. The second kind of organization is focusing on effects, and here you have the same, the introduction is the same, it has the same structure. In the case of the body paragraph 1 is going to focus on effect number 1, and body paragraph 2 focuses on effect number 2. This could be positive or negative effects. And then the conclusion has the same structure as before, restate the thesis, and you can give a suggestion, a reflection, or a prediction. This is the kind of essay in which we are going to focus today. Okay, we have some examples of topics for a cause and effect essay. If it focuses on causes, we have, for example, the causes of the high divorce rate in some countries, the reasons new teachers quit, and why only few people read newspapers today. If it focuses on effects, we have the effects of the internet on how businesses operate, the impact of technology in education, and what happens when students cannot read well. For our example, we are going to use this topic, the effects of smartphone usage on people's lives. Okay, let's start with the introduction. Here is the structure of the introduction, and here are some samples of thesis statements that you can use to create your own. So you can pause the video to check them out in more detail, and you can use them, well, you can choose one of these as a template and create your own thesis statement for your essay. Remember that you have to mention the topic, what you're talking about, and what you're saying about this topic. Are you focusing on effects in general, for example? Are you focusing on positive effects, or are you focusing on negative effects? Here we have an example of an introduction. It is no secret that teens and adults all over the world check their smartphones from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed. Even though this device has allowed everyone to break the geographic barriers by keeping us connected, many people have towards depending on smartphones. Regardless of the severity of the addiction, many of the same effects will be experienced by all. This essay will discuss the positive and negative effects of the use of smartphones on people's lives. So here we have our hook. Yes, we start with words like, it is no secret that Then we have our background information mentioning some things about smartphones and the addiction, maybe some compulsive behavior people are developing. And then I am mentioning the thesis statement. In this case, we're talking about positive and negative effects. So now you can pause the video and focus on your own introduction. Remember to include your thesis statement. Okay, let's move on to the body of the essay. Here we have our basic structure for both paragraphs. The first paragraph is going to deal with the effect number 1, and the second paragraph is going to deal with effect number 2. This is the basic structure. So we have to start by introducing the effect. So in order to do that, I have put a sample here of how to introduce the effects, and you can use them as a guideline and as a template to introduce your paragraphs. Here I have an example of the effects I'm gonna cover in my essay. The topic was smartphones. Well, in this case, smartphones usage, right? So one effect would be you can communicate from any location and in different ways. Then this is going to become a new cause, and this is going to become a new effect. Business opportunities are not missed. Then we have another effect of the same cause, ability to stay up to date on news. And all of these are positive effects. On the other hand, I have dependency or compulsive behavior. Then at the same time, this is going to become a cause. And we have use at inappropriate times will be the effect of this. And as a consequence of this use at inappropriate times, we have ignoring friends or tuning out spouse or colleague, and also not focusing on surroundings. These are negative effects. So in my body paragraph number 1, I'm going to focus on this effect. You can communicate from any location in different ways. And for that, we need to follow some steps. The first step is to introduce the effect with some of the phrases that I gave you in the previous slide. Then we can connect using transitions or subordinators, in this case, the ones that we have in the book, as a consequence of, due to the fact that, consequently, as a result, etc. And then we're going to give supporting details. Finally, we're going to close the paragraph with a concluding idea. This is my example. One positive effect of smartphones proliferation is that it allows you to stay connected. Clearly that I am introducing the effect by saying one positive effect of, and then I am mentioning the topic. Then I am connecting using transitions and subordinators. In this case, I am using the subordinator due to the fact that, and then I'm continuing with the smartphone. You can communicate from any location, comma, you need a comma here. You can stay up to date on news from all over the world. That's it. Then I am connecting with a transition here. There are also different ways to reach people. Consequently, business opportunities are not missed. And then I'm giving some supporting details, and your potential customers will be able to reach you at any time. So finally, I am closing with a concluding idea. The diversity of ways in which you can stay in touch with the world are limitless. And that's it. That's all. So you can pause the video again to work on your first body paragraph, and the same structure is going to repeat for the second body paragraph. Remember, introduce the effect, then connect using the transitions or subordinators, and provide some support and close the paragraph. That will be all. Okay, moving on to the conclusion. This part, I think you already know it. So you can do one of these in the conclusion. Restate the thesis, summarize main points, or give a final reflection. Here we have some conclusion transitions, so you can avoid using in conclusion over and over again. Okay, remember that in the paragraph of the conclusion, you do not include new information. So anything that you didn't mention in the body or in the introduction is not allowed in the conclusion. Do not use phrases like I think, I recommend, in my opinion, because it's not an opinion essay. We're just talking about the effects. We're describing the effects, and do not make it too personal. But instead, you can use this. It is recommended to, it is advisable that people should. So in this way, you put it in a more general or objective way. And that would be it, guys. So start working on your essays and see you in class. Bye bye.